Yeah, this might be the last chapter for the day. After our first meeting, I started regularly hanging out with Mac in New York whenever I could, often when in Williams Park or at my dad's condo. Do you know how cool it feels to be on top of a pile of shit? I soon found out. Being the most prominent dealers around, no one at Williams Park messed with New York or Mac. And by association, no one messed with me. While it might seem like these men were bad influences, they gave me a sense of community, love, and belonging that I hadn't experienced before. They genuinely cared about me. Without them, I was just a chubby white kid with a sailor's mouth who liked drugs. But with them, I felt safe and powerful. Above all, they gave me something my school and home life never did: purpose and direction. The more I hung out with them, the more my sense of self changed. I started dressing like them, walking like them, talking like them, and even eventually working like them. I started dealing when I was about 12 or 13. The first drug I sold was spice. I'd buy ounces from blank blank and roll thousands of joints. I'd stroll, and it wasn't those two same people. I'd stroll around with a Crown Royal bag tied to the inside waistband of my shorts, hanging like a ball sack, saying, 2 spice joints for $1, 2 spice joints for $1, what's good with it? Well, whenever one of the park residents shouted, hey lil jit, I go serve them, as in sell them drugs. Soon I started selling weed too. Whenever somebody asked for something harder like crack or heroin, I'd act as a middleman for the appropriate other, connection people. I'm not going to say names. Around that time, I also developed a taste for Xanax, big time. I liked it because it made me fearless. Not caring about anything while on Xanax, I felt like I was playing Russian roulette with life. One time I got robbed trying to trade a bag of weed for some Xanax. I was walking around Williams Park asking for a trade when a redneck in jeans and a gray sleeveless shirt told me to follow him into the alley. Once we got there, he said, alright bro, let me see the weed. He watched me calculating every small move I made. Let me see the Xanax first, I said. I wasn't stupid. I knew better than to hand over the weed without seeing what I wanted first. Come on bro, let me see the weed. Let me see the Xanax. I got it for you bro, he said, pulling out a bag of little white rectangles. It looked close enough. I wasn't cautious back then. Those white chalky pills could have been anything. Aye, cool, I said. As soon as I pulled out the bag of weed, his pale arm flashed like lightning, snatched the weed from my hand. He bolted down the alley. Furious, I charged after him, yelling, hey, fuck you, cracker, you redneck piece of shit. But chasing him was pointless. I was overweight, and without my PBR longboard, I had no chance of catching him. Pissed off and sober, I slumped down the curb sweating. Jordan's fucking cracking up, sweating in the trash-scented alley. Despite regularly dealing in public areas, the first time I got arrested wasn't because of my little business. It was because I did something most other teens do as well. I threw a party. I met a kid named, through our mutual friends, who I'd known since I was little. No, I can say those names. I met a kid named Thomas Salomon through our mutual friends Alex and Andrea. But I'm going to intentionally exclude lots of names throughout the story, or switch them, because it just doesn't make sense to put all this out there. When it starts getting about some real crazy criminal prison time shit, get ready. One weekend, my dad went out of town with my 13th birthday happening. I decided to throw a party. Knowing no one could gather a crowd of drunk teens like Thomas, I hit him up. Well, I don't have the messages anymore. I bet the conversation went something like this. Yo, bro, my dad's out of town. I got an open crib. Bet, let's throw a fucking banger, dude. The night of the party, everything went according to plan. My dad's 14th floor condo was perfect. It overlooked the whole city, including Tropicana Field, which glowed like a giant orange amidst the busy streets. Hordes of teenagers poured in through the front door, carrying the 4 horsemen of a $15 liquor: Captain Morgan, Svedka, Bacardi, and Fireball. With each group that arrived, my excitement grew. Soon, Thomas and I had quite a scene going. There were drunk and stoned high schoolers everywhere, shaking their hips, asses, heads to Lil Wayne, Flo Rida, and Kesha. Just when I thought it couldn't get any better, I saw Amber, a beautiful redhead I had a crush on. Leaning against a wall, sipping from a red Solo cup, I walked up to her. Hey, Amber, I said. Hey, Connor, she replied, tucking her ginger hair behind her ears. Join the party? Yeah, she smiled. I heard you put this together. I had a little help from Thomas, I said. She giggled, and then we fell into silence. Her eyes made it so hard to think of what to say next. So, just then, a short blonde girl opened the door, trying to close it quickly, but 2 same police officers wedged their way in. Their bulky black uniforms and tactical gear made them stand out among the casually dressed crowd. I thought, when things just were going right. Whose house is this? The tall officer barked. Music stopped and the room went silent. For a second, it felt like time had stopped. No one's leaving until we know, said the shorter, chubbier cop, resting his sweaty hair hand on his hips. We'll get all of you for underage drinking if no one fesses up. I knew there was only one street honorable thing to do. It's my place. The cop stepped away from the door. The drunk teen shuffled out. Amber brushed my arms as she left. Thomas, too, abandoning his own party, threw up peace signs and slid out. I actually remember that image. It's crazy. Leaving just me and the law at my dad's condo. After everyone cleared out, the officers demanded my father's number. Already knowing that my parents were my only hope of getting out of this, I gave it to him. One of the officers dialed the number. After a few rings, my dad answered with a disgruntled, tired voice. Hello? Is this Kenneth Keefe? Asked the tall officer. Yes. This is the St. Petersburg Police Department. We have your son here. Oh boy. We received noise complaints from neighbors and found a party full of minors at your place, so we're taking your son into custody. After explaining how parents could get me out of the Juvenile Assessment Center, the officers cuffed me, read me my rights, walked me down to their car. As we pulled off from the parking lot, I looked out the window and saw a couple from the party kissing under a tree. Chapter 6, Fresh Meat.